Well, credit Chris and Louisville. Just in watching them on film, I think I said it a couple times. I mean, they've improved from day one to today as much as any team we've seen. They do a great job on both ends of the floor, and I think they're going to have a fantastic season. For our guys, I give them a lot of credit. It's a tough environment to bring anybody in here and play, but it's also, finding a way to hang in there when things aren't going well, and make some adjustments on the fly, and then finding a way to get to the last couple minutes of the game. And there was a lot of winning plays again. And we've been in this situation, it seems like, for the last few weeks, and I anticipated being this way for the rest of the season. So to know a group can finish or find a way to finish with its offense or its defense, is good. And I'm hopeful, to be honest with you, our team, as long as we continue to stay as healthy as possible, that we can even take it to another level, because we have such a long gap in terms of the potential on how much better we can actually get. But there were some really hard plays in the game the guys had to make, and I was proud of them. They did a great job.
Okay, first question from Coach.
Speaking of plays, Rob Hennessy hits a three to give you your first lead. Then with 1:20 left, he hits another one to give you the lead for good. Your freshman point guard doing that. Talk about that.
Yeah, Rob did a heck of a job. I thought in general, he only turned it over one time, 6 defensive rebounds. We need him to hunt more shots. He's very reluctant right now to shoot unless he's wide open, and he's a good shooter. And the 2 that he hit in the second half were big, and I was glad that he read it. Clearly the shot at the top was really well executed, and he stepped in and drilled it. So Robert continues to do a really good job for us, and he had a good week, on Penn State game and this game. He was big in the last 4 minutes of the game, and you need your point guard to be able to do that.
Archie, they spurted out on you several times, 5, 7, maybe 8 points, and you got 3 or 4 possessions, I think, where you could have taken the lead and didn't quite get it. What was your message to your team during that time when you might have gotten discouraged?
Well, from a defensive standpoint, continue to bring the energy on the ball. They're a team that really moves and executes, and if you allow them to move and execute, they're going to get good looks. Second part was continue to emphasize defensive rebounding. When we gave them long rebounds or second shots, they made us pay, and that was discouraging. From an offensive standpoint, it was just continue to trust and move the ball. Move the ball, move yourself, and let's get good action. And I thought at times being able to play through the post, Duran had a great session there. Juwan was good at times, feeding in and out. And then I thought, Romeo in general just continually being aggressive, being able to draw 10 fouls in the game. That's what he does, being able to get to the line 14 times, kept us right in there. And then, like you said, it was 50-50 plays, whether it was a stop or whether we were able to get a basket, we were able to hang in there. And then last 2 minutes, a couple key winning plays.
I guess you guys were a little bit up and down sometimes in games like this last season, in particular the ones where maybe you had to be patient, where you had to kind of execute and wait for the opportunity to get a lead, to take control. I know there's new guys on this team, obviously, but especially with some of the guys that are back, what's different about maybe the way that they can approach these tight games and those really close situations late that's allowing you to pull some of these games out?
I would hope that they would think that our defense can carry us, when things aren't going well. It doesn't mean you're going to shut them out, but when you need a run, when you need the ability to get back in the game, or you need something to happen, sometimes it's not offense, sometimes it's defense. And I think the one thing that's been evident with this group, we're much better, we're much tougher, we're much bigger at times on the floor than we've been in the past, and we're able to get key stops at times to help us. I think we had a window there with about 4 minutes, but I'm not sure they got a field goal in that stretch, which, that's what you need to have, especially as you start to look towards January and February in the Big Ten, how hard it's going to be. You got to hang your hat on that. But we have a lot of room to grow on offense. We got to keep getting better there. We're going to make the game easy on ourselves. And I think as we continue to elevate that side of the ball with more chemistry, more movement, more sharing, will be even harder to deal with. But I think this team has a leader in Juwan that we trust. I think that Zach being back out there continues to give a guy that they trust. And I think, as our new guys have sort of approached the floor, they're gaining trust a little bit as well. But, without question, there's a go-to guy, there's go-to guys, and there's also the go-to, ability to get some stops, I think, at times. Not that we're perfect, but we've been able to dig in a lot of games and find a way to get our defense to be able to give us a little offense.
Coach, Deron Davis had 8 points in 14 minutes coming off the bench. How huge is it to be able to have a big guy like him be able to come off the bench and be able to score in the post and be able to make similar passes like Juwan does, and just kind of like his impact with the team?
Well, when he plays minutes, he gets fouled. You can obviously play through him. I think he's very shifty in the blocks. Going against other big guys, he's comfortable down there, and he's a willing passer. He's unselfish. His 14 minutes tonight were really, really big. He did a great job, and he's, to be honest with him, to credit him, he's had to fight through that body pain, soreness, getting in shape while you're injured, and right now he's been able to practice the last few weeks really consistent. I think he's in the best shape that he's been in since maybe, not that he's in shape that he was last year at this time in December, but he's in the best shape that he's been in. He's got about another month before conference play starts where I think he can take one more jump conditioning-wise, which will help him play more minutes. But without question, Deron's a big part of what we're doing, and when he is able to play a lot of minutes, he gives us another big presence on the floor against other big people.
Coach, you mentioned in the past, Rob was a guy who came in, you weren't necessarily sure how college ready he was going to be. What's just made him so good in this first couple of months of the season, and how big is it to have a guy like that step into that role so young?
Well, Rob, without realizing it, how physically strong he is, how sturdy he is as a guard, and there's very few freshman guards that can do what he does, for 33 minutes in terms of the defensive side of the ball, which we ask him to do. He's also a tough kid, and you don't really know, how tough a guy is or what they're made of until you really get him going. And he's taken advantage of the opportunities that he's been given. He's played well, and he's had a great work ethic about it. He's also learning how to play point guard in college. It's a lot different than playing point guard in high school, and he's doing a better job, I think, running our team. But he's been a great addition to the program all the way around, on and off the floor.
Archie, when it comes to, out here in the back, when it comes to Romeo's ability to drive and either score or get fouled, is that kind of in his bag of tricks despite how he's shooting on the perimeter, or would that get easier for him and more effective if you were able to knock some more of these perimeter shots down?
Romeo is as gifted as it gets in terms of getting to the basket. Shooting the ball well, not shooting the ball well, that's not his MO. His MO has obviously been a great attacking guard off the dribble. I don't think a lot of people understand how physically big and strong he is as a freshman, and how gifted he is in his length offensively as he's approaching the paint. I thought he was as aggressive as he's been all season tonight. You draw 10 fouls, you shoot 14 free throws. That's pretty impressive against that team, as a freshman. So, he's definitely a guy that I think sees himself more as an attacking guard than just a shooter.
Kind of following up on that question, Romeo, how do you feel like he's holding up physically with that kind of approach, and do you worry about the grind of an entire season, on a guy who wants to draw contact like that?
Yeah, I think the wear and tear of all college basketball players plays a role. That's why you got to be smart during your opportunities with practice time. He's diligent in terms of taking care of his body off the floor as well. But I think if you've watched him play over the course of the last couple of years, you've got a feeling, he's at the basket quite a bit, and he's up on the rim quite a bit, and he is going to get hit, and he takes contact well, but he's not a little guy. He's not a little guy. He's 6'6", he's 215 pounds, so the blows that he delivers, he gives some as well. We want him to play even stronger. We've got to get him rebounding the ball a little bit better, but I think he'll be fine with that. I think as we get into Big Ten play, it definitely will be something that our team in general will have to deal with. Is just the battle of the physical.
Terry.
Coach, you played 10 games in a little over a month, and now I think you have one in the next 10 days. How does your approach change in terms of practice?
It won't. We have to be mindful of our players. We're in finals week, so you have to be mindful of those guys and getting them there enough time and enough attention, and making sure that their exams are being taken care of. And we've always approached the finals week with our team as being able to give them multiple days off to concentrate on the testing. But it's like I told them, when we work, we're going to work, and we have to get better this week as we approach our next opportunity against Butler. We can take a few steps here if we're smart, just in terms of our team. I think we're a team that constantly, as long as we approach the everyday process the right way, we're going to continue to get better just because we do have a lot of upside and a lot of room to grow. But we'll approach this week as we normally do, exams first, then we'll go to work with practice times, and then hopefully mix up the week with the middle of the weekday off to let them recuperate again, and then get to our Saturday afternoon game up in Indianapolis.
Coach Justin Smith had to guard Lamar Stevens Tuesday, and Noir's a tough matchup for him today. He gives you 9 rebounds again for the second straight game, but the stat I noticed was 0 turnovers. How big a lead is that for Justin?
Justin played a terrific game. Our staff and team saw a film from Penn State the other day. He did as good a job on Lamar Stevens as anyone has done all season long. And, we were worried about Jordan Noir, his three-point ability, his ability to play on the perimeter. We just felt that he was too big and too strong for maybe our guards to be able to stay on him. And I'll tell you what, Justin, again, has delivered another really good defensive performance. He had to make some tough ones. We knew he was going to make some tough ones, not that he's perfect, but I thought he really competed late in the game. He was able to rebound the ball again, 9 more rebounds. And if Justin's getting 9 rebounds and he's playing 30 minutes and he gets 9 points, doesn't turn it over, that's the guy that he has to be for us right now. And we put him in a couple different positions here in the last game. I think that will help him take care of the ball a little bit more as well.
To go back to Romeo, what are some things you're seeing him struggle with at the line right now? And I guess what does it say for him that even after missing a couple, he still hit the couple shots he had to hit at the end there?
I don't know what he's struggling with, to be honest with you, at the line. I think he's a good free throw shooter. The fact that he gets there quite a bit, he'll only get more comfortable there. But he's fearless. I mean, I knew when he was going up for the late ones in the game that he was going to be able to step up because that's what he does. He's a gamer. He's able to finish. But I think more importantly is the amount he's getting there. That's the key number for him. He'll get better as the season goes in making them, and he'll get better just in general because of who he is as a player. I mean, he's approached the month of December as good as you can as a young guy that has enough on his shoulders, but he's gotten better. October to November, November to December. Now it's get to December to January, and he knows that. He's got to put himself in a situation where he gets better every month of the season, and he's got a great attitude. So he's going to have more opportunities to go to the line, and I think he'll get better as the season goes.
They made 11 threes, but they took 32 attempts at less than 35%. Were you pleased overall with how you guarded the 3 and also the 10 turnovers? Something you also, I would assume, happy with?
Yeah, defending the three-point line, we weren't very good. I didn't think in the first half. A lot of it happened with broken plays or long rebounds that we weren't able to secure, and they did a good job of hitting a couple. They have a good shooting team. I think the second part of it, the second half, we did a better job of being able to get there and challenge them and make them harder. Noir is a really good three-point shooter as well, and he's a difficult matchup. He's a really improved player. I mean, he's one of the better players we've seen all season. But the fact that they took so many and the percentage was what it was, you have to say, hopefully the law averages comes back around. But yeah, I think if you just look at the percentages by the game, and I think they shot, I don't know what the stat sheet looks like. I think they shot 6 of 15 in the second half, and 5 of 17 in the first half. So, the second half is a little bit hard. The half court one counts. That counts. That goes in. So 11 for 32 and 34% isn't bad. 38% overall is a much different number, though, when you think about it, because their two-point field goal percentage coming in the way that they get fouled, coming in with 2 of the biggest concerns, their size and their ability to get to the line. They only went to the line 13 times. They shot 38%. So I thought J-Mo and a couple of those guys with the Ron did a good job holding ground down low.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.